Hey guys, it's Glitch here, and I'm going to do a very basic, hopefully understandable if I don't trip over my words, run through of what you need to know about how to start a painting. Because I know you, Miss Moon, and B-Bear are going to probably take a painting class next semester, and I know B-Bear, you were a little bit freaked out on how to actually start a painting on a canvas. So hopefully I'm going to help you guys out a little bit, because this is the stuff I had to learn in painting class because I knew nothing about painting. But to start with, your basic colors. Yellow, blue, red, white of course to lighten your things, and then brown mostly to make black of course, because usually the teacher will not let you actually buy black or any color that can be mixed. You have to actually mix it. She won't let you actually buy the paint itself. You can't buy black, you can't buy green, you can't buy purple, you have to mix it, which in my opinion comes out a little bit better, and if you mix colors at least you can get a color that you want. Now, as far as mixing goes, you're going to have to use this little doodad so you don't ruin your paintbrushes, and of course you just dip it in the paint, and then wipe it off, dip it in more paint, and then you mix and mix and mix, and of course you want to keep your colors spread out, and then when you want to mix you can put them in other places so you have enough room. And what's really important is that you're going to need 2 cups of water, one for your warm colors and your cool colors. That way your water doesn't become too muddy too quickly, because if your water is muddy, your painting is muddy. And as far as cloth goes, a lot of people use paper towels, and I do on occasion, but I really prefer a cloth because you can wash it and reuse it, and it's fabulous. And of course your paints that you're going to need. And if you're drawing figures, and if you're not familiar with drawing, of course, even if you are familiar with drawing, he's still really handy to have, is that little model you always see about measurements and poses for, say hello, and your various sizes of paintbrushes, which of course depending on what you're wanting to paint, depending on which brush you're going to need. Now, to actually start the painting, we'll try you. Let's say I've got a painting started, of course. Here's Rabbit. And to draw in a painting, most likely if it's not coming out of your head, if the image isn't coming out of your head, you need to have a reference picture. And if you're not really familiar with drawing, you can grid it, which means this is a 16 by 20 canvas. So I'm going to grid it inch by inch, and then I'm going to grid my reference picture to scale and basically draw whatever's in each grid, like a version of a paint by number. Now, to draw in an image, you're going to need very, very, very light color mixed with a lot of water. It's called a wash. Mostly it's used for white to sort of create fog, but to draw in your painting, you can start drawing it in like that, your measurements, and whatever you're going to draw. Let's say I want to draw a head, so I'm going to do the circle and the lines. And if you want any more details on face measurements and stuff, you can totally ask me, or Google really helps on that. Google Images. I would probably start there. You just circle it in, and of course, even if it dries, you can see a little bit of it, but you're going to be painting over it, so it doesn't really matter. Or what I like to do mostly, if I can find one, I like to draw on my figure with a pencil, because it stays and you can actually see it. And then of course measurements are really, really key. So if you have a reference picture, if something's at a certain angle, you can measure with your paintbrush and then transfer that angle onto here. Like let's say I'm looking at my reference picture, and the angle from the mouth to the faceplate is there, so I bring that same angle down on the painting so it's in its proper place. And a lot of it has to do with measurements. So that's really it for your basic start on a portrait. Of course, I don't really have time to actually start on a painting to show you guys, but I know Thor wants to paint. Hi, Thor! But I apologize for that being too fast, but there you go. That's your basic needs for painting. Hope you enjoyed.